Welcome back, everyone. Well, one thing that I've mentioned this before. One thing that always pleasantly surprises me is how dedicated people are in our community to our veterans. And joining me today is a person who's been here before. We invited him back again. This is Dave Wallingford. He's the president of an organization called Friends of the New York State Military Museum. Welcome back, Dave.
Thank you.
Very nice to have you here. Dave Wallingford. That's you. Hey, we have a lot of guests on Look TV here involved with things like vet help and housing and support systems and stuff like that. And one of those organizations, Vet Help, held their annual ball last year at the Military Museum right here in Saratoga, and they're coming back again.
Great.
I've been over there. That's really quite a museum. What role do you play as the Friends of the New York State Military Museum?
As the Friends, we help support the museum and the director of the museum in the procurement of items that, for lack of monetary funds, the museum per se is unable to purchase, and we would help that cause.
I've got it. Now, I would imagine that there is a clearing process for something like that, right?
Yes.
It has to be something that's of interest to the museum for any number of different reasons, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Correct.
You know what I'm dying to ask you know this, is, or if you don't, here it comes, is a lot of requests over the years, and I'm sure a lot of people offered to give you things.
Oh, yes.
Give me something unusual. What is
unusual?
What have you got?
Well, the museum procured it in the exact manner in which it was procured, I don't know, but we have an anti-aircraft piece from the Iraqi War, and we also have, outside the museum, a tank.
It's the tank, right, yeah.
Which is an eye catcher.
Yeah, well, do you think they'll let me drive the tank?
Oh, well, I don't know. Did you get your license from Sears?
Yeah, I got mine over the phone. So no, I don't guess I'll be driving the tank. That's probably a surface-to-air missile launcher.
Well, it'd be more of along the line of an artillery piece than a missile launcher.
Got it.
But it is out of the Iraqi War.
Do you know, if you know what that is, that's probably shoulder.
Oh, no, this is on four wheels.
Oh, it is. It's a big boy.
This is a towed vehicle.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
Towed gun.
You know, they've got a wonderful number of displays in there. The one that stands out in my mind is the Civil War display. That's just, as you go into the museum, it's right there on the right-hand side or so.
That's correct.
A really wonderful exhibit about Civil War. And it does pertain to all New York State events and the way that New York State participated in these wars.
That's correct.
Now, you guys are on a mission, right?
That we are.
Okay, so tell me what that mission is.
Our mission right now is comparable to the Civil War exhibit. Mm-hmm. We are raising funds along with some contribution from the state to build a Korea-Vietnam War permanent exhibit.
Right.
We're looking to raise. Money.
Yeah. You had mentioned to me that you raise $120,000 to be able to make this happen.
We're working on that right now, thanks to the generosity of some corporate sponsors.
Right, yeah. Some of the bigger players in town, law firms and the like, have contributed money toward this. However, they need public support and came up with a very creative way to do this. And, I just a quick sidebar to, I'm Vietnam era myself. And to be able to have something at the museum that honors Vietnam and Vietnam vets is really very significant to anybody from my era, because it was a war that was very controversial at the time. And to, a lot of the vets, the Vietnam era vets, you know what I'm talking about, it was just like you came home and it was just like, the reception when you came back was not the kind of reception that, let's say, other veterans have experienced.
That's correct.
So, here, the museum right here in Saratoga is going to have a permanent display set up to honor Korean and Vietnam-era veterans. You have a fundraiser coming up. A very creative idea here. So let's get back on that. What are you doing?
We have on Saturday the 25th, from 1 to 4 at the museum, we're putting on a USO-style show. A group called the American Bombshells from New York City, who are very beautiful young ladies, are going to be performing 2 45-minute to hour shows with a break in between. And to add flavor to the theme of the USO-style show, we're having coffee and donuts from...
Oh, a donut cart.
A donut cart.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
See, unfortunately, I'm old enough to remember a donut cart. The 10 o'clock in the morning coffee donut, hard roll with butter. Anybody old enough to know what I'm talking about? The American Bombshells, 3 young women dressed in period outfits from the 50s and the 60s are going to come out and do a lot of songs from that era, the 50s and the 60s. It's past the era of the Andrews Sisters, but anybody who has watched any of the films about World War II USO shows, know the Bob Hope shows, know that, the Andrews Sisters, that they were always such a hit. So it started that tradition of a 3-piece female vocal group coming out to entertain the troops.
That's right.
So you're going to have, that's quite a thing. Now that's happening Saturday, February 25th. It's coming up. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 p.m. On that Saturday, February 25th. It's a wonderful opportunity to help the Friends of the Military Museum come in and raise some of that money towards that $120K that they need to develop those permanent displays at the museum for the Korean and Vietnam War. And those ladies are going to have a lot to tell, be singing a lot of songs. And I got news for you. Hearing them in 3-part harmony is a real treat. You know what I mean? Well, Dave, thank you very much for coming in. There's a phone number, the Military Museum Bookstore. So 226-0490. 226-0490. Please call them up. Tickets are like $30, $35, and if you're a vet, $20, $25, right?
Right. Not a vet. Active duty.
Active duty. Oh,
military.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Regardless, $10 you can handle that, and get over to the Military Museum here in Saratoga on Saturday, February 25th, 1 to 4 p.m.
That's correct.
I got it all out there, Dave.
You got it?
Yeah, I did. Great to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you, Jesse.
Thanks for coming in. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.